Hi everyone, today we're going to learn how to make a scrunchie. So let's just get right into the tutorial. So for this tutorial, you need to take a picture of each step in the process of creating our scrunchie. So step 1, step 2, take a picture, upload that, as well as the final product. Okay, so I am cutting my fabric now. Make sure that you're cutting your fabric really straight so that your seams will line up and it'll be easier to sew. And now I have my elastic. I am going to measure that 9 inches. In hindsight, as I'm voicing this over, I should have made it 8.5. If you have skinny wrists, 8 inches is fine, but I do not have a skinny wrist. But again, I should have gone with 8.5 instead of 9, but that's all right. So here I am looking at my fabric. I'm looking for the right side and the wrong side. So the right side is the part that you want to be on the outside, or the part you want to be shown. And I'm going to put the elastic on the wrong side, and I'm going to back stitch it in the center 1/4 of an inch. Now I am going to fold it back and sew it together. So ignoring that elastic piece, so that it's the right sides together. Make sure that you're having a 2-inch space, and then roll it inside out, and it'll look something like this. So we need to put those two ends with the elastic together. You're not going to face them towards each other, you're going to face them away from each other, so that the right side of the fabric, or the fashion fabric as it's called, is facing each other. So you're going to do that. You can pin it as well if you want. Make sure that you are pushing down the gathers, or the scrunchie part, so that it's easier to sew as well. Okay, so I have back stitched those two pieces of fabric together, the ends of our scrunchie, so that it is making a circle now. And now we have to close that hem. So using our even slip stitch that we already made a sample of, I'm going to press it down, or if you don't have an iron, you can just fold it like origami and pin it. Alright, so I am using my needle and thread. I'm using a contrasting color, but if you want to wear this scrunchie, you should use a color that is closest to your fabric color. If you have a printed fabric, you should use the lightest color. So now I am doing my even slip stitch that we already did a sample of. I'm doing that like sandwich technique. So I'm going in, except this time I am not going to do it 1/4 of an inch. I'm almost doing it 1/8 of an inch. I think that's a better length for the scrunchie, so that you don't have large gaps. Alright, and this is my final scrunchie. As you can see, you can barely see my stitches for that even slip stitch. Even though it is a contrasting color, the stretch is pretty good. Although it is a little bit big, I would go down to 8.5 instead of 9 for my wrist in general, but you guys can play around with whatever you need.